What's up with you, Paul? Whew. Man, it's gonna be a rough one. It's gonna be a rough one, man. I feel the power right now. What's up with you, Stevie? Man, come on in, come on in, come on in. Let me give you guys a minute to get in here before we get started. Whew. This is gonna be a rough one, man. Man, while we're waiting for everybody to come on in, man, on behalf of my mother-in-law, man, I bless each and every one of you that catch this live. For those of you that come on later and catch the replay, man, I bless you as well. Man, may God continue to bless you. May God continue to manifest himself to you and in you, you know what I mean, and through you. Man, may you find that peace of mind that you're looking for. What's up with you, Eileen? May you find that joy that you're looking for. Paul, what's up? Man, may happiness pursue you. You know what I mean? Man, oh man. Family, what's up with you, Libra Love? Man, we're gonna go ahead and get started, family. Man, it's been a rough season. You know what I mean? It's been a rough season, and you can tell by the title, man, broken for a reason, not a season. You know what I mean? Broken for a reason, not a season. You know, it's a trip because, man, so often, so many of us, man, we go through so much stuff and we don't understand why it seems like we're going through like season after season after season after season of, man, of just hell. You know what I mean? And it's just like, oh my goodness. It's like our whole life has been a season of just catching flack. Our whole life has been a season of just turmoil and chaos and drama and trauma, one event after the other. You know what I mean? It's like, man, one ordeal, then the next one come, then the next one come, and then the next one come. And what God is trying to get me to understand is like, Elijah, no, you're missing it. There's no such thing as a season of hell. There's no such thing as that type of season in your life. It's only that way because you won't grow up. We're going there today. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. Man, before I came on, man, I was just walking around just praying, just like, oh, man, I could just feel the power on it. You know what I mean? It's going to be rough. I'm just letting you know. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. And what God has showed me is, Elijah, we extend our lessons, we extend the seasons. It's not a season. It's just, here's a situation. How are you going to respond to the situation? How are you going to respond to the circumstances that appeared in your life? Whatever it is, how are you going to react to this? However you react to it determines how long you're going to be in this hellhole. However you respond to this situation determines the length of the drama, the pain that you got to go through. One of the things that, you know, those you know that, man, I had a rough childhood. You know what I mean? I had a rough childhood. And God had to get me to the point is, okay, enough of that. Enough of talking about what you've gone through. Enough of the BS already. You could sit here and justify anything because of what you've gone through. When are you going to grow up and say, okay, you know what? I couldn't control none of that. But what I can control is how I respond to this. How do I respond to whatever it is I got to face? How do I respond to whatever it is I'm going through? Man, so yeah, that's right, Daywalker, strap up because we're going through it today. You know what I mean? We're going through it today. Man, and some people ain't gonna like it. You know what I mean? Because what I had to realize, man, I got real comfortable being a victim. I got real comfortable blaming everybody else for my hellhole. I got real comfortable pointing the fingers at other people for why I was in the situation I was in. And what God had to show me was no. You can sit there all you want to. You can point the fingers all you want to. You can blame everybody you want to. But until you grow up, you're going to sit your raggedy ass right there in them situations, them circumstances, until you grow the hell up. I'm going to keep taking you through the same hell until you grow up. All your relationships are going to fail. All your business opportunities are going to collapse. You're going to look like you're getting ahead, and then you're going to fall back 5 steps. You're going to look like you're moving ahead, and then you're going to collapse and fall and go backwards. You're going to look like everything is getting brighter and clearer and better for you, and then it's going to crumble too. Not because I'm mad at you, not because I hate you, but because you won't grow up and face the reality. I'm trying to show you how life can be. But as long as you hold on to that victim mentality, as long as you hold on to that, man, life's not fair, and why are they doing this, and this person this, and this person that, and I don't know why they doing this, and I don't know why. As long as you hold on to that shit, you'll never be all that you're capable of being. As long as you hold on to that, you'll never have the peace of mind that you want and that you're capable of having. As long as you hold on to that victim mentality, you'll never do all that you came here to do. It's a trick because you know what? Again, you could justify anything. You see me reading from the Bible from time to time. There's people that take the Bible and justify racism. There's people that take the Bible and justify slavery. There's people that take the Bible and justify segregation. You could take anything and use it to justify anything you want to. When are you going to grow up and own your stuff? When are you going to grow up and own your pain and your suffering? Because the reality, you're in pain because you choose pain. Let me say it again. We go through pain because we choose pain. What am I saying? God just gives us a situation. God just allows a circumstance to happen in our life. It's up to us whether we see it as painful or whether we see it as a beautiful experience. We attach our emotions to our circumstances. And then we determine logically whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. And that's what makes it hurtful. That's what makes it painful. See, when you go through something and it hurts you and it costs you some things, you can sit there and you can immediately get to the point of, okay, what is God trying to show me? Yes, that makes sense. Yes, man, okay, this is what I'm supposed to learn. This is what God is trying to show me. He's trying to give me some one-on-one my shadow work, my subconscious thoughts, my subconscious fears and insecurities. God's trying to reveal some stuff to me. And so he's put his spotlight on me. And because he's put the spotlight on me, man, I can't run. I gotta look at this stuff. Or you can sit there and say, man, woe is me. Life's not fair. Why me? Why me? Why do I have to go through this? I was such a good person. I was a loving, caring, giving, and why they do this to me? And you completely missed the point. You completely missed the point of why God put the light on you. God put the light on you not to show you other people's insecurities. God put the spotlight on you not to show you other people's faults and character defects. Not to show you other people's shortcomings. He put the spotlight on you to reveal your character defects, to reveal your shortcomings, your insecurities, your self-hatred, your victim mentality. But we don't want to do that because we attach pain to that. You've attached pain to a broken heart. You've attached pain to a failed relationship. You've attached pain to a loss of a business. And yes, it hurts but it hurts because you choose to allow it to hurt. What am I saying? Once you grow up, once you understand, okay. God. God, I don't like the fact that this relationship ended. God, I don't like the fact that my business partner did me this way. God, I don't like the fact that I'm sick. God, I don't like the fact that I'm broke. God, I don't like the fact that, man, I'm facing homelessness. God, I don't like the fact that I just lost my car. God, I don't like the fact that whatever it is that you're going through, you're broken for a reason. He's trying to get you to grow up. He's trying to take you to the next level. See, when I talk about us getting promoted, when I talk about us going to the next level, oh, everybody's clapping and cheering and excited and happy. Man, we're going up. We're graduating. Yay! And we want to party and turn up and get lit. But we don't really want to do the work to be able to be a graduate. See, it's a trip because in your senior year in high school, your senior year in college, man, everybody knows, man, at the end of this year, we graduating. We gonna graduate at the end of this year. Everybody knows that. But that graduation, that graduation is based upon you doing the requirements. You doing the necessary work. See, you just can't go into your senior year in high school and college and talking about I'm graduating, I'm a senior, and you don't do no damn work. You don't do no damn reports. You don't show up to class. You don't do your math work. You don't do nothing. And then you still talking about, oh, I'm a senior, I'm graduating. No, the fuck you ain't. You gonna keep your raggedy ass right there in that grade until you do the work. You have to do the work. What's the work? The work is understanding why we're broken. The work is understanding why we have to go through what we gotta go through. See, here's the trick. In school, in your senior year, you're gonna learn and do a bunch of shit that ain't gonna have nothing to do with the rest of your fucking life. You're gonna learn some shit in school in your senior year. You'll never use that information again. The reports you write, you'll never see that shit again. The spelling words, the math equations, you'll never see that shit again. The PE exercises, you'll never have to do that shit again. But that's not how life works. That's not how God works. See, the lessons that we go through in life to help us, to mold us, to shape us, to help us help other people, to help us grow up and deal with some stuff so that we can be a beacon of hope and love and joy for others. So all the stuff that we go through in our senior year in life with God, we'll see those things again. But we won't see them as the pain and the suffering. We'll see them as a blessing for others. Yes. The coaching life, mentoring coaching sessions, they're free for the rest of this year. Just because of the hell that I've gone through this year. This year started out rough for me. Lost my favorite cousin in January. Matter of fact, it's crazy. I had a dream last night that I was back in California. And I was around family members. And I had a friend out there that I met out here, and I just known this guy less than a year. And this guy's had my back. This guy's had my back. And I was out there in Cali, and my family was hating. Stay with me. I'm still talking about being broken. Still talking about growing up. And so I'm out there in Cali, and I'm talking to this guy, right? Kinley. And we're out there chopping it up, and he's telling me, man, everybody don't like you. Everybody don't support you. He's telling me this about my own family. this guy who's never met my family is telling me this about my own family, that they don't like me, that they don't love me, that a lot of them are hateful. I walk out there anyways. I don't give a damn. You know what I mean? I'm going to show up. And I showed up, and I went and I saw my little cousin, my favorite cousin. I saw his daughter. She's grown. And I walked up to Angelica, and she saw me, and I put my arms around her. And I gave her a hug, and I told her I love her. And I told her, I said, man, I'm missing your dad. And we walked off, and we was crying and just talking about her dad. And I was encouraging her as we was walking off. And the dream ended. I bring that up because I want to share something with you. Everybody don't support you. Everybody don't care about you. Even the people you think that should, don't. And you'll meet, and that's one of the reasons why I love this tribe. Man, God has blessed this tribe. We got people all over the world on this tribe, on this platform. And God has blessed us to be able to have this platform. Man, I thank God for YouTube. I thank God for social media. Because of that, man, we're allowed to use this platform and connect with people all over the world that's like-minded. So that when I'm going through something, man, my family's there to support me. My family's there to encourage me, to share some knowledge and wisdom and insight with me. And the same for each and every one of us. We're able to connect with each other through this platform. We're able to send each other love and encouragement and not feel so isolated, not feel so alone. And to understand, man, that they're going through this, then okay, man, I know it's not just me. If Elijah's talking about this, or so-and-so gets on here, and they start talking about whatever it is that they're going through, it's like, oh, snap. You know what? Man, I was thinking the exact same thing. Man, I was feeling the exact same way. I just didn't want to say nothing. I'm glad they commented the way they did. I'm glad they said what they did. I resonate with them. Man, we're broken for a reason. And the reason is so that we can grow up. We're not broken for the rest of our lives. We're not broken for a lifetime. We're not broken for our whole childhood. We're not broken for our whole adult life. We're broken for a reason. It's like the phoenix. The phoenix has to be consumed with fire for it to come back. For it to, man, be reborn. For it to be reborn. And the trip is, so many people talk about being born again. Being born again. What does it mean to be born again? What does it mean to be broken? Man, to be broken is to be crushed. To be broken is like grapes. You take grapes and you apply pressure to them. You squeeze them. You crush them. They're no longer grapes. They become wine. You take coal and you add pressure to it. Pressure. And it changes and becomes something else. It becomes a diamond. And so what God has had to show me is, Elijah, I broke you. I've been breaking every one of you. Not for you to get stuck in the brokenness. I broke you because I wanted you to see that there's another aspect of you. I broke you because I needed you to understand that you're greater than what you're looking at. You're greater than how you see yourself. See, you just saw yourself as that black sheep. You just saw yourself as that piece of coal. And God is, no, you're more valuable than that. You're more precious than that. And you can't understand that until I break you. And then as you come back through, like the alchemist, like the phoenix, you're bigger, you're stronger, you're more powerful than you were before. See, I'm an old man, and when I was a kid, we grew up watching The Bionic Man. We grew up watching the Bionic Woman, excuse me, and the $6 Million Man. What happened was, man, they were broken. Their lives had to be destroyed. And then they had to be reinvented. They came back bigger, stronger, faster than they were before. They could have never reached that level of being a $6 Million man until he had been broken. The Bionic Woman could have never become the Bionic Woman until she was broken. The question is, what is God trying to show you about you? What is God trying to reveal to you about you? See, when you look at that, when you look at the Bionic Man, and when you look at most of the superheroes, something happened in their life that was painful, that broke them down before they became the person they became. Man, I've talked to you guys about this before. The Joker. The Joker went through so much pain and suffering. The Joker went through so much abuse and abandonment and rejection. The Joker went through hell. But because he never grew through it, he went through it, but he didn't grow through it. Because the Joker never grew up, never processed all the crap that he went through, he became a villain. He became the epic villain, the epic victim. And so then he started victimizing others. Out of his brokenness, he began to break others. Out of his pain, out of his hurt, he hurt others. And the trick, when you look at the movie The Joker, the last one that just came out, you'll see Batman. The Joker now killed his dad, had his dad now killed. And when you look at Batman, Batman's his little boy before he becomes Batman. He sees his mom and dad killed. And he took that and he processed it. And he allowed that to shape his life. He allowed that to mold him into the person he became. He took his brokenness, he took his pain, he took his suffering, he took his loss, and he said, man, I'm not gonna hurt people. I'm gonna be a hero. I'm gonna help those that can't help themselves. Two different people. Both of them were broke. And the trip is, I didn't experience the pain that Batman experienced. Batman saw both his mama and daddy murdered right in front of him. And he became a great guy, a great humanitarian. I saw my mama murdered. And it fucked me up. I can only imagine the pain, the abandonment Batman felt. See, we don't talk about that. I talk about the hell that I went through, man, just losing my mama. I can't imagine the pain and the loneliness. The money that he inherited could never replace his mama and daddy. The money and the wealth he inherited could never fill that empty void. Could never comfort his broken heart. But he allowed his pain, he allowed his brokenness to transform him. I'm trying to allow my brokenness to transform me. I'm allowing my brokenness to transform me. See, it's a choice. The Joker had a choice. He had a choice. When you look at Batman and you look at the Joker, he didn't have a lot of people around him. He didn't have anybody around him that was sowing positivity into his life. The Joker, he didn't have anybody around him to try to guide him and mold him in the right direction, to help him out. He chose to be the way he was. Batman had mentors around him to instruct him, to pass on his daddy's legacy, to pass on the love and compassion of his mother. Batman had a team around him, a supporting cast around him to help him reach his full potential. Batman could have never been Batman without the help of his team. What team do you have around you? Who's your team? See, and what God was showing me in my dream, it's crazy we're talking about this. What God was showing me in my dream last night was, man, I put some people in your life. Some people you just met. Some people that's going to support you. Some people that's going to have your back. A lot of people say, I got your back. I love you. I'll never leave you. I'll never betray you. I'll never do. And man, as soon as it get rough, bam, they out of here. And so, God was showing me my dream. Elijah, you got people in your life that really got your back. It don't matter whether your family has your back or not. That's not your real team. That's just a team that you were born into. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. That's the team you were born into. Now that you've grown, you're able to choose your own team. Who are you listening to? What's up, Scorpio lady? Man, bless you. I miss you. I'm glad that you made it here in this live. Bless you. Man, choose your team wisely. Choose your team wisely. Man, don't surround yourself with people that ain't trying to heal and deal with their issues. Don't surround yourself with people that still have a victim mentality. Don't surround yourself with people that's constantly negative. Don't surround yourself with people that's constantly talking about, woe is me and life is not fair and I don't know why I'm doing it. Don't surround yourself with those type of people. Love them from a distance. Pray for them. Encourage them, keep it moving. Keep it moving. You have been broken for a reason. It's your job to understand why that reason is occurred. It's your job to understand the purpose of that brokenness. See, I share with you guys a situation I just went through. Pain, suffering is optional. Pain and suffering is optional. We can always look at life and man, this ain't going right, and man, this ain't fair, and man, I don't know why they just told me this, and and be a victim. Can you sit back and say, man, I wish it wasn't this way, but I understand. I wish it wasn't this way, but God has something else in store for me. I wish it wasn't this way, but God is doing something better. God is doing something different. God's taking me a different way. God is opening up more doors, different doors for me. God is trying to bless me a different route. But we can't see that when we're in victim mentality. We can't see that when we're sitting there talking about, I don't know why they're doing this, and they didn't have to do this, and when you're doing all of that, you're missing the blessing. You're missing the lesson. And you're going to prolong the pain and suffering. And it's going to take you down a path of negativity. And you'll never be all that you came here to be. You'll never have the happiness that you deserve and that you're entitled to. You'll never have the peace, the love, the happiness that you're entitled to, that you deserve. ElijahAmmi, what's up with you? Every one of us, every single one of us deserves love. Every one of us. I struggled with that. I struggled with that because I didn't feel loved. I didn't feel like people loved me. And so therefore, since I didn't feel like people loved me, I didn't feel like I was entitled to love. And God had to show me was, I don't know why I keep taking these big gulps of this freaking hot green tea. Man, I'm stuck on stupid right now. I didn't realize that I deserved love. And the trip is, when we were going through some stuff, when we made some mistakes, when we made some bad choices in life, it's easy for us to be hard on ourselves. It's easy for us to say, man, you're a fucking failure, you're stupid, you're a dumbass, and I don't know why you keep doing da-da-da, and you're so da-da-da-da, and we're so hard on ourselves. And what God had to show me was, Elijah, you do realize that I am love. That I, God, am love. Elijah, you do realize that at your core, you're nothing but love. Every single one of us, at our core, we're love. Every single one of us. We're love. But the problem is, we've allowed circumstances in our life to make us believe everything but that. So when we describe ourselves, we define ourselves on my past. I'm an ex-drug addict. I'm an ex-alcoholic. I'm an ex-hoe. I'm an ex-dumpster diver. I'm an ex-convict. I'm an ex-felon. I'm an ex-wife. I'm an ex-husband. We use all these things to define us. When the truth is, we're just love. All we are is just love. But the problem is, we've gone through so much stuff that's made us believe we're everything but love. We've gone through so much stuff to where so many of us, we don't even believe in love anymore. This is how broken, this is how twisted we've become. We don't even believe in love. And if we do believe in love, we believe in love for everybody else. Everybody else can experience love. Everybody else will experience true, genuine love. But I won't. I can't. I'm cursed. My family has been cursed. I've had a great man and I fucked it up. I've had a great woman and I fucked it up. And so we stop believing in love. We stop believing in love. Stay with me, we're going somewhere, hold on. And here's a trick. Because we stop believing in love, we really stop believing in God. And some of us, we say we believe in God, but we really don't believe in God. We believe in religion, but not God. Because God is love. God is love. And the trip is, because you don't believe in love, you really can't believe in yourself. You can't really value yourself. You can't reach your full potential. And then we struggle with why we're at war with ourselves. Why sometimes we like ourselves and sometimes we can't stand ourselves. Sometimes we believe in ourselves and sometimes we hate ourselves. We're at war with ourselves. Because our core, which is love, is trying to get us to come home. Our core, which is love, is trying to get us to understand who we are and why we're here. Our core, which is love, is trying to get us to take our eyes off of our circumstances, to take our eyes off the things that we've gone through. We have to grow up. You have to grow up. And one of the things that God had to deal with me on, Elijah, how can you love the world and and hate yourself? How can you love the world and despise yourself? How can you lift up the world and tear yourself down? How can you speak hope and love into the world and speak curses and destruction over your own life and into your own life? Elijah, you have to grow up. You have to understand this thing called love. And see, you thought love was when your daddy was beating the shit out of you. You thought love was when your auntie now was beating the shit out of you with extension cords and everything else they could get a hold of. You thought that was love because they told you, I love you, as they was beating the shit out of you. They told you, I love you, as they was putting marks and whelps all over your body. You thought that was love. You thought they was expressing love. And so you don't know what love is. And so you think love is just sex. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. You have been broken for a reason. Again, we have to understand. And it was so hard for me. It was hard for me. And I'm sure it's hard for everybody else. But I can only speak for me. So when I look back over my life, and I used to look back over my life, I thought God hated me. I thought I was cursed. I thought nobody loved me. Because of the things that I experienced. Because of the things I experienced, I personalized it. I thought it was me. I thought that's who I was. And so I became who I thought my family said I was going to be. I became that fucked up, twisted person, that angry, toxic ass person, that hateful ass person that my family said that I was going to be. Because that's where I got my identity from. And what God had to show me was, no, Elijah, no. You did that by choice. You did that by choice. As hard as that is to accept, you did that by choice. Elijah, when those guys molested you when you were 6 years old, you had no choice in regards to that. When you've been raped and violated by somebody, and you had no choice in that. But we have a choice in how we respond to that. And how I responded to that was through brokenness and pain and hate and anger and rage. And so I'm growing up trying to prove that I'm not gay. because these guys violated me. And so I'm sleeping with all these girls. I'm sleeping with all these women. Trying to prove a point. Trying to prove something that didn't even need to be proved. Trying to prove something that wasn't even necessary. Trying to prove something, and they had no idea what I was doing. They just thought we was having great sex. But in my head, I was fucked up. In my head, I was hurt. In my head, I was trying to prove something. Because I was broken. What are you trying to prove? What are you trying to prove? How you live your life. What you do with your life. What are you trying to prove? To whom are you trying to prove it to? I've counseled so many young women that didn't have a father figure in their life. And they struggled with the daddy issues. And they're trying to prove that they're a good person. They're trying to prove that they're lovable, caring, giving, compassionate, smart, and all this other stuff. What are you trying to prove? I know so many young women that have gotten divorced. And their man has moved on and hooked up with somebody else. And they're still living in that shadow, still trying to prove something. Still trying to prove that they could be a good wife. Trying to prove that they're still a loving, caring, compassionate, giving person, all that other madness. Because the truth is, they haven't grown through that situation. They haven't healed that situation. And so they're trying to prove something. Because they're still broken. Decades later, they're still broken. They're still broken. I know so many guys that got dogged out, that got beat up and bullied, that grew up to be and tried to become badasses, thugs, to prove a point, to prove that they weren't going to be violated again. They weren't a punk. I started working out. I wanted all the tats. I wanted the muscles, the size. So that no other guy would look at me and be like, yeah, I'm gonna prey on him. I'm gonna try to take advantage of him. I wanted to be intimidating because I was broken. I was broken. Let me share something with you guys. And I believe I said this before. No guy has ever dogged me out again. No guy. Real talk. But you know what? You know what? Here's how life works. Here's how God works. I'm 230 something pounds, solid muscle. Here's how God works. Okay, Elijah. You don't want no guy to violate you. You don't want no guy to dog you out. And so you think you smart. You got all these muscles. You know Kung Fu. You like boxing. You studied all this stuff. And so you don't want no guy to dog you out. You don't want no guy to step to you the wrong way, to disrespect you and what to do. Okay. You think that's gonna stop everything? Okay. And you know what's happened? No guy's hurt me since I was a little kid. But I've had a whole lot of fucking women. I've had a whole lot of fucking women break my fucking heart. I've had a whole lot of fucking women that broke me. Fucking broke me to my core. And the trip is, I've gone through stages where I was fuck bitches. Fuck these hoes. Life was easier when I didn't give a fuck about women. Life was easier when I didn't give a fuck about being in a relationship and being faithful and honest and caring and giving and nurturing. When I was just being me and a fucking dog and a hoe and a lie and a cheat and man, life was cool. Life was grand. I had no feelings. I was broken. I was broken. I was broken. And as I started to grow, as I started to heal, God was like, okay, I'm gonna allow these women to dog you the fuck out. I'm gonna allow these women to crush your spirit. I'm gonna allow these women to show you how vulnerable you really are. Because you think because you know Kung Fu, you think because you a great fighter, you think because you 230 something fucking pounds, you good. I'ma break your motherfucking ass with a woman. And she ain't even gonna touch you like that. I'ma use women to crush your spirit like no guy ever could. I'ma use women to fucking humble you. I'ma use women. Have you questioning yourself. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. I'm not the size that I am now because I want to be intimidating still. You know what I mean? That's not the energy that I give off. At least I don't think so. I want to be a beacon of hope and love. That's all I want to be. What are you going through? How have you molded yourself? What defense mechanisms have you put up in your life to try to keep you from becoming broken? To try to keep you from being hurt? Every one of us, every single one of us have self-defense mechanisms. Every single one of us. It's a natural process of life to have self-defense mechanisms when we get in survival mode. And many of us, we stop loving. I've talked to so many guys that don't give a fuck about women anymore. So many guys that don't even want to be in a relationship anymore because they've been hurt. They've been broken. So many women have been hurt and broken. And so they're not even looking for relationships anymore. We've given up on love because we've been broke. We've been hurt. And what God is trying to tell me, and what God is trying to share with us today is that, man, don't allow your circumstance to become a lifelong season. Don't allow what you're going through today to be drug out over months and years. You're broken for a reason. For a reason. But because you won't deal with the brokenness, that brokenness turns into a season. And for many of us, it's become a lifelong season. A lifelong season of loneliness, of frustration, of bitterness, of animosity, of jealousy, of self-hate. Look at all the things we could have had, but we fucked up. Look at all the love and the relationships we could have had, but we fucked up. Look at how successful we could have been, but we fucked up. And what God has showed me was we imprison ourselves in this season because we won't grow up and deal with the reason. And so that reason has turned into fucking quicksand for the great majority of us. We're stuck now. We're stuck. We're stuck. We've carried this pain for so long. We've carried this suffering for so long. It's become second nature to us. I didn't even realize I was in survival mode all of this time. I was just going through the motions. We really want love, but we're scared as fuck. We really want love, but we're terrified of becoming transparent and vulnerable again. We're terrified of allowing somebody that close to us. We're terrified of showing them who we really are. What if they don't accept me? What if they reject me? And this is why many of us have pushed love away. Because we're scared of being rejected again. We're scared of being abandoned again. We're scared of being told and showed we ain't shit. And so we said we ain't got another one in us. I can't go through the pain of falling in love again and them leaving me for somebody prettier and thinner and smaller and younger and whoop and all that other stupid shit. The truth is, you're broken still. You're broken. And it's okay to acknowledge that we've been broke. It's okay to acknowledge that, man, we've been crushed. We've been crushed. The question is, how do I get out of this? How do I move beyond this? How do I move beyond this? So that we can find love again. So that we can experience love again. Because after all, every single one of us, we're love. That's our nature. That's our being. That's who we are. That's who we are. But because we've been so hurt, and some of us, because we messed up and we haven't been able to forgive ourselves, we don't think that we'll have it again. We don't think we'll ever be able to experience it again. Because we've had the greatest person in our life. We've had the best person for us. They were the best person to help you learn the lesson. That doesn't mean the best person for you to experience and enjoy love with again can't come into your life. The person that you went through that pain and suffering with, they were the ideal person to teach you the lesson. But God has a greater blessing. God has somebody else for you to experience true, unconditional love with. Where you can grow as a couple. Where you can become one. But in order for you to get that, you have to understand why you've been broken and why you still remain broken. And some of us, we've been broken, we've healed, and then we had to get broken again. We had to get broken again. Not because you were a bad person, not because you did anything wrong, but because God is trying to take you deeper. God is trying to graduate you and take you to another level. And so he's trying to show you some other things that are underlining. You know what I mean? That's in your subconscious thoughts. You weren't aware of. Other issues you didn't know that were lying down there. And so you had to get broke again. And so we have to grow up and understand that being broken isn't a bad thing. Every one of us have to be broken. When I was in California, I used to garden a lot. I love gardening. And one of the things that God had to show me was, Elijah, you can't plant a seed in the ground. That seed cannot grow. Until it's broken. I'm going to say it again. In order for, you could take an orange seed, a lemon seed, a grape seed, a strawberry seed, any kind of seed you want. Every seed that is planted in the ground has to crack open. It has to be broken in order for what's inside of the seed to come out of the seed. The seed has to be broken for the sunflower to come up. The seed has to be broken in order for you to get the orange tree, the watermelon vine, the grapes, whatever it is that you planted. The seed has to crack open. Here's something else God had to show me. I talk a lot about butterflies. I have this thing with butterflies. I love butterflies. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of butterflies. Not natural butterflies, but I've been seeing different signs of butterflies. You know what I mean? Earrings and just a whole bunch of different things. One of the things that God had to show me was, man, Elijah, in order for the caterpillar to reach its full potential and to become a butterfly, it has to go into the cocoon. And not only do it have to go into the cocoon, but the cocoon has to crack open. The cocoon has to break open in order for the butterfly to come out. The butterfly can never come out of the cocoon if the cocoon never cracks open, tears open. There's a breaking process that we have to go through, that we have to grow through. Don't miss that. You're broken for a reason. However long you gotta stay in that brokenness is completely up to you. It's entirely up to you. Some of us have been broken over certain things for years because we never dealt with it. Some of us, I just went through something 2 weeks ago that fucking broke me. It crushed me. And in the past, it would have destroyed me. And in 10 days, I came out of it. Within 10 days, I came out of this situation that I was in. It's a choice. The choice is, man, okay, God, how can I get in alignment? How can I learn the lesson? How can I graduate this? How can I move from this situation as fast as possible? I don't want to do kindergarten for 5 years. I don't want to be in high school for 10 years. How can I graduate as fast as possible? What do I got to do? You're broken for a reason, not a season. And the brokenness is a beautiful process of life to help take you to the next level. Everything that is broken in life naturally happens for a reason. You go out to the woods and you can see a tree fall. And over time, the wood, the branches, the leaves will all decay. They'll break down into something else. And from that, you'll get more growth, more beauty. And in the process, it'll feed and nurture the ground. You're broken for a reason. Man, hope and pray that I said something that's encouraged you, that's inspired you, that's uplifted you, that's challenged your old way of thinking, to help you understand that, man, I've been tripping. I got to grow up out of this situation. I got to come up out of this negativity. I got to come up out of this stinking thinking. I got to come up out of this victim mentality. I got to come up out of this self-hatred. Because at your core, you're love. We've been so broken and so twisted that we're filled with hate. When our nature is love. Our nature is love. So if you hate anyone, including yourself, you're living a dysfunctional life. You're living a broken life. If you have hate for anyone, that's dysfunctional. That's dysfunctional. That's not who you are. You're love. You're love. We have to learn to love the people that have hurt us. We have to learn to love the people that have caused us so much pain. We have to learn to love ourselves. Because that's who we are. That's who we are. We're love. Every one of us. I'm going to end this live with a prayer, if you don't mind. We'll be back on tomorrow evening. I don't know the time yet. I want to say 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's the time that we're projecting to be on tomorrow. Man, dear Heavenly Father, I come to you and I thank you and praise you for your time. I thank you for everyone that showed up on this live, those that came in and left, and those that are still here. Father, I thank you for the moderators. God, I bless Scorpio Lady. I bless Paul. I bless everyone that's been here. Stevie, Libra, Love, Eileen, I bless you for their service. I bless you for all that they've done for the tribe. And those that have been quiet, God, I ask that you look upon Yami. I ask that you just give her peace of mind. Father, I ask that you just look upon Daywalker and Joker and all of those that have chimed in, all those that have commented on the stream today that I wasn't able to read the comments. But Father, I ask that you bless them. I ask that you just allow your presence into their lives and you just fill them with love and joy and peace. Father, I ask that this day be a beautiful day for them, be a relaxing and peaceful day. Father, I ask that you look upon those that will watch this later on the replay. Father, I ask that you just bless them and give them peace and love as well. Father, I ask that you just allow joy to radiate in and out of their lives. Father, I ask that we allow ourselves, you show us how, so that we can allow ourselves to manifest and radiate love, because that's who we are. That being said, I love each and every one of you. I love you guys. I'm grateful for every one of you. I'm grateful that you're part of this family. I'm grateful that you choose to spend your time with us. Namaste. May the God within me, the God in me, sees, recognizes, acknowledges, and cherishes the God in every single one of you. Man, I couldn't be more grateful, more happy for the family that we have, for the tribe that we have. I love you guys. We love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.